So the other day, my son was talking to me about the ice rink he had built for his children this winter. And he was telling me about some of the difficulties he's had with water draining away and uneven surface and so on. And so he asked if I could lay out for him an ice rink so he could tell where it was going to be high, where it was going to be low, so that he can better prepare the area for next year's ice rink. So I said, sure, we can lay that out with SkiPath Survey. So we're going to do a quick ad here, and we're going to call it the Fun Arena. All right, first thing we're going to do is establish where the base is going to be for our layout. So it says here, click the map where the base station should be placed. Okay, well, we'll just put it here by the flower beds, here by the shrub. Okay, that's where we can put it. Now, the next thing we do is set the baseline. And we're going to set it here along the curb, and when we do that, the whole diagram is going to flip over and we're going to see it the right direction. But at any rate, set the baseline left. Okay, click on the map where we want it. Now if we want, we can zoom in a bit here. There we go, let's put it about there. And now we'll do the same thing at the other end and set the baseline right. Okay, we'll place it. Here we go. Thank you. So there's the baseline, the base. And now we can start adding points. We're going to do a rough job here. He said he wanted his corner to be here somewhere, even with this bush, so let's make it about here. We can edit this later to be exactly the right size that he wants it to be. But for now, that's close enough. Okay, so now this first point, this master point, is measured from the left end of the baseline. That's the only measurement that comes from this left end, but everything else is based parallel off of this baseline. But we're going to establish that this is going to be so and so many feet off to the right and so many feet forward. So let's look at that. Okay, it says 32 feet forward. Well, let's make it an easy, even 35 feet. And left, right, let's say it's going to be 45 feet. So here's our corner. Now the next point we're going to do is this one up here. It's going to be 50 feet from here to there. It's going to deviate nothing left and right, so that's going to be a 0. So let's make this a 50 and make this a 0. And here's our corner. Now this one is going to be 50 feet forward, and it's going to be 25 feet to the right. So there's that point. And now this one is going to be right in line, and it's going to be 25 feet to the right. So there we go. We've got our layout. Now, if for some reason you're not happy with the way that works, you can move the entire group of points, the entire polygon can be moved by clicking and dragging the master point. And if you don't like the angle, let's say you want to angle it this way, what we can do is we can change the baseline. So let's change the left end of the baseline. We'll give it a good twist. I'm going to put that baseline way up here. And notice now our baseline is from that point in the driveway to this point at the curb. And everything is still lined up neatly with the baseline. If we don't like that, we can go back to the way it was. So let's set our baseline back where it was. And click here. Done. Okay. Back to normal. All right. So our little ice rink is designed. We can go out and peg it.
Okay, so we've moved outside now, and what we have here is our base unit. This is going to be sending signals to the rover, and first thing we're going to do is set our base. So anywhere we are, we're going to tell the system that our base is right there. So there's the lat and long for that value. Now, the next thing we're going to do is move over to the curb and set our left end of the baseline and the right end of the baseline. So put the GPS puck right in the corner there and click the set baseline left. There we go. And then we're going to zip over and set the baseline right. So rather than put it right at the edge here where the concrete is, I'm just going to pick a better spot in case I want to come back later and measure again. There's a nice line in the curb here, so I'm just going to put my puck right at the junction of that line and say that's my right baseline. Now let's go to our first location. The corner point is really the key point of the entire layout. So let's go up here and find our spot. According to my readout, I should go to the right a little distance and come back. So if I've got 0, 0, okay, so our peg should go in right there. Hammer, that should do it. Yeah, we're at 0.03 and 0.04, so let's go find our next point. Our next point, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 3.2 feet. Oh, there's our 0. Okay, that's very, very close. This is in hundredths of an inch, so we're certainly within reason. So we'll put our other pointer here, our other peg. And that's actually the high spot of our layout here. So I'm just going to mark this as the elevation point. So now you can see that we're 0.1 inch high, pretty close. All right, now we'll do our third peg. Right about there. Okay. There we go, 0 is perfect. Okay, and our elevation, 6.5 inches lower than the other one was at the other end. So now we'll go do the fourth one. Supposed to go back 50 feet. Right about here. So, there we go, zeros. So, peg it right there. Thank you. And now, as far as the elevation is concerned, 16 inches too low. There's our layout. There's the first peg, the other peg, there's that one, here's this one. All done.